Today we are making a cannoli cream stuffed pancake with strawberries. The first thing you want to do is slice up some strawberries and sprinkle them with some granulated sugar. I'm going to mix that in, and as much strawberries you want, as much sugar as you want, and I'm just going to set that aside and let it stand. Okay guys, so I realized that cannoli cream can be very controversial, and if you have a favorite recipe, then feel free to use it. This is how I'm going to do it for this recipe. What I have here is some ricotta cheese. I get it from my Italian deli. It's a little bit thicker than what you would buy at a supermarket. I don't know if you can tell by the consistency. I have a pound of it here. And then I mixed in some mascarpone, which is, I added about half a pound of mascarpone cheese. And if you can't get the homemade ricotta cheese, you can just buy regular ricotta cheese and then put it in a cheesecloth and a strainer with a weight, like a heavy can of tomatoes or something, over a plate over it overnight and let it drain so that you get a thicker ricotta cheese. And what I'm going to add is half a cup of powdered sugar, and you can taste it after you mix it together and see if it's sweet enough for you, and if you want you can add more. Now normally I would add some vanilina powder, which is white. It wouldn't change the color, but I don't know if it's accessible to all of you, and I don't have any right now, so I'm just going to use some vanilla bean paste. And again, this is optional. So I have about half a teaspoon of the vanilla bean paste, and I also have probably a quarter teaspoon of cinnamon oil. Again, this is optional, or you could use cinnamon instead. Cinnamon oil is very strong, so you want to go lightly on it. I'm also going to add maybe a drop or two of nutmeg oil. Again, this is optional. I'm also going to add, after I beat this all together, I'm going to mix in half a cup of mini chocolate chips. And another thing that's optional and could be difficult to find, but I can get it at my Italian deli, it's citron. I'm going to dice it up very finely and add a little bit. It looks like this. So I used my handheld mixer, and if you want you could use your stand mixer. Don't overbeat it. Just want to incorporate all the ingredients. And now I've peeled and diced up my citron into little tiny cubes. And I peeled it because I felt that the peel was a little too tough. And I'm going to add that in, and my chocolate chips, and I'm just going to use a rubber spatula to mix that in. So I've mixed it together, and I'm going to put it in the fridge for now while I work on the pancakes. And I just want to add that if you can't find the mascarpone cheese, you can use cream cheese. Just don't tell anyone I told you. You might want to add a little bit more sugar if you do that, because the cream cheese will be a little bit tangy. Okay guys, I just want to say that this is a huge amount of cream, but you will have that 1 pound of ricotta cheese anyway, so either you can double the pancake recipe, or you can actually make some cannolis with the cream that's left over. I honestly don't know what to tell you. It will be a lot of pancakes, so just keep that in mind. So either do half a recipe of the filling or double the pancake recipe. So for the pancakes, I'm going to give you my recipe, and if you have a favorite recipe, you can feel free to use that. I have 2 cups of flour here. I'm going to add 4 tablespoons of white granulated sugar, 3 teaspoons of baking powder, oops, sorry about that, and a half a teaspoon of salt. Now I'm going to whisk this together first, and then I'll add the wet ingredients. So I made a little well in the middle, and I'm going to add 2 eggs and 2 cups of milk, and I'm going to mix that in. And then I'm going to add 4 tablespoons of melted butter. I have it standing here and just cooling in the meantime while I mix this together. Okay, so I've mixed it together, and you don't want to overmix your pancake batter. Now I'm going to add the melted butter and mix that in quickly, and then we'll make our pancakes. Now I put about a cup of the batter into my nonstick skillet. It's a really large pancake. You don't have to make it this large, but it'll be easier to roll. And I'm just going to wait for the bubbles to form all over and flip it over and cook the other side. You don't want to do it over a high flame. You don't want to burn it on the outside. You want to make sure it cooks on the inside as well. Okay, so you want to put your pancake with the pretty side down, and then I'm going to take the filling and I'm going to put it on this edge in like a tube sort of cylinder, and then I'm going to roll the pancake, and then I'll show you the next step. You see how I have it almost like a log. So now I'm just going to lift it up and I'm just going to roll it away from me. Okay, so I rolled it up and then I put a couple of dollops of the cannoli cream on each side, and I have some fresh whipped cream in the middle, which is optional. And I have the strawberries with the sugar over here. You could put the strawberries inside as well. And there it is. I hope you enjoy.